hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Russinize Your Day Show, where we take politics and ruin its self-esteem for the good of everybody. I'm Russ.
And I'm Brent.
Wow, you got your line right this time. I've given like 2 lines in this, and he never remembers to say them. But this time, he remembered.
It's pretty easy when it's my name.
Huh?
It's pretty easy when it's my name. I've been saying it for a while.
That's pretty...
and I'm
pretty tough for you, we've come to find out. So, how's everyone doing today? It's good. You can't actually answer because we're a podcast. So, we have a rather big enough... Oh, we just hit the weekend, didn't we? We did. Did you have a good weekend?
Yes, I did. How about you?
I had a great weekend.
All right.
Very relaxing. So a lot of good stuff happened over the weekend that we'll be talking about in this episode in the 2016 election. So we'll be getting to that a little bit later on. We also have a little conversation about what to expect if somebody doesn't quite make it to that delegate threshold, because that could be a possibility with how things are currently going. We go to how Marco Rubio is beginning to sweep the table with his win in Puerto Rico. But first, we have a special announcement from the Russinize Your Day Show, something we have never done before, but we kind of view this as very important. We talked about it over the weekend. We had considered putting out a social media comment, but I kind of wanted to save it for the show.
I think it means more.
I think it does too. You know, we say it ourselves instead of just pushing it out on social media. Because let's face it, you never know who's talking on social media.
Right, exactly. So I think this is more personable.
Yes. Do you want to take it away with what the special announcement is?
Yes. Today, Russ and I are coming out to support.
Wait, hold on. Maybe you should rephrase that a little bit. We're not coming out. We're not. Nope.
So we're going to come out and support each other.
We're moving to San Francisco.
Hip hip hurrah. No, actually, Russ and I have decided that we are going to support Donald Trump.
I'm not sure.
Hold
Did
on.
you get the same show notes as me? I don't think.
Whoops.
I've actually blocked all of those words on my computer, so I don't think we can actually type them.
I apologize. My dyslexia kicked in. We decided that we're going to support Ted Cruz.
Yes, we are officially endorsing Ted Cruz for president.
Yes.
We feel that he is the best choice.
He is. As far as looking, especially at the Republican candidates, I believe personally that he is the better choice.
As do I, and we've been very supportive of Ted Cruz, but we haven't actually come out and officially. I use the wording too. It just comes out. But we haven't actually officially endorsed him, and so we are doing that now. And we plan to attend a Ted Cruz rally tonight in Grand Rapids, Michigan, as Michigan goes to the polls tomorrow.
Yes, which is very, very important. So if you're in Michigan and you're listening to our podcast, pass it around to your friends. Hopefully they'll learn something about the candidates.
Yes, absolutely. Now, this has been an interesting thing because a lot of people have been calling for Marco Rubio. A lot of conservatives have been calling for Marco Rubio to drop out so that, there can be this coalescence behind one anti-Trump candidate.
Right.
And I think there's a lot of validity in that. However, I do make the argument that Marco Rubio is not going to drop out. The best message to send to Senator Rubio is to not vote for him and to coalesce, regardless of if he's in the race or not.
Which I know that we're going to get into this in a little bit.
We will.
You'll see what happened over the weekend. Or I guess you'll hear what happened over the weekend.
Well, if you're watching on YouTube, you'll see. Well, you won't we don't have graphics displayed. We don't have that much technological fun toys around, but
even if we did, we probably wouldn't know how to run it.
No, we'd be like, push this one, push that one.
Oh, it's a monkey falling out of a tree. No, wrong one.
And if we end up broadcasting the contents of Brent's internet history, we might come across something we don't want to see.
Okay. That just got weird.
Oh, what? I can't take it weird one time? You take it weird every episode, but the one time. That's where we draw the line, right there.
Yeah,
Jokes
that's
about
too
your
far.
internet history.
That's too far.
That's where we draw the line. It's good to know we actually do have a line here on the Russinize Your Day show.
Well, you have a line. I don't have
You
lines.
know Ted Cruz.
I got rid of all the lines.
If he were listening, he'll be like, guys, please don't endorse me. This is not something I want.
Yeah, no. We'll probably see a statement tomorrow in the newspaper. I don't know who they are. Yeah. And nope.
His internet browser history is just researching that actress that was in a Ted Cruz commercial.
Yeah. What?
What are you going to say to that, Ted? Throw us under the bus that you didn't really do, but we made in this made-up scenario.
Yeah, so take that.
Yeah. That'll teach you. That'll teach you for having us endorse you.
Oh, I hope we get on Ted Cruz's radar now.
Yes, the people, please keep them out of the rally. We don't want them anywhere near it.
Secret Service will have only 2 pictures, and it'll be yours and yours and mine.
No, they should have a picture of Glenn Beck also up there. Did you hear about what happened with him?
No.
Over the weekend. No. Friday, broadcasting from CPAC, he was making a statement about Donald Trump. And Stu, his producer, had started, because Glenn had said, sitting in someone's shoes, which, of course, he was meaning to say walking in somebody's shoes. And so Stu started making fun of him for botching the phrase. And so the show ended with Glenn saying that he was going to get up close, stab him, and not stop stabbing. He had just been making a point about Trump. So, of course, Drudge Report decided to and many other media sources ran with the story that Glenn Beck wants to stab Donald Trump. Which they did correct it to their advantage. Once it was put out there, guys, he was talking about me. His producer was out there saying that he's talking about me, which he does all the time. That's a common thing. Oh, yeah. But anyways, they got the Secret Service involved because Trump supporters were freaking out about it. So we'll be up in front there with Glenn, and our pictures will be up in front for the Secret Service to keep out.
Which is kind of ironic that the Trump supporters would be so afraid when they are the ones that actually kick people out of rallies and beat them. Not trying to talk
about that.
Yeah, we don't. Not trying to split ends.
I am. No. Oh, I don't even. That was horrible.
You are welcome.
No, nobody said thank you. Nobody said thank you. I wasn't planning to do this little next bit here, but I took a Twitter poll, and you actually won a Twitter poll.
Oh, really?
For once, yes. So we're going to let Brent's had a lot to say lately about folks like Sean Hannity and others who will not be named at the moment.
Yes.
Because we still have some modicum of respect for them. But specifically Sean Hannity, who's been a huge...
No, huge.
I will not do that. I will not. No. I will not. I will not. Even in a joking manner, I will not advocate that. But he has been a major supporter of Donald Trump. And so I'm going to turn over the next 2 minutes or so over to Brent in what we're calling Brent Unleashed, possibly uncensored. So we do apologize in advance. If you have small children, I would recommend plugging their ears because they may learn some words. Not necessarily swear words, but they might learn some Jewish words. I don't know as a Christian if you would want your kids learning, and just that's just personal preference. But
all right. So Sean Hannity, big supporter of Trump. If you people did not know, and by you people I mean the audience, calm down. I saw you move in, which kind of makes him a little bit of a schmuck. There you go. I had to throw in.
I knew it was. I knew. I told you. Plug your kids' ears.
So Sean Hannity likes to stand up, and he likes to say that he's a conservative, which he might be. However, in 2014, he came out with a plan, a 10-point plan that will make America great again. Kind of like back in the 90s when the Congress came out with a Deal for America and Newt Gingrich was the Speaker of the House. So on his plan, he has like health care, the border, education, all this stuff, make it conservative. but he's backing Trump. He likes Trump. Oh, hold on. Just a couple quick facts. Donald Trump likes the one-payer system for healthcare. Sean Hannity, yeah, he likes savings accounts, healthcare savings accounts. So right there they differ. Okay, that's one thing. All right, so now the border. Now, the border actually, they do agree on. They want the wall, and they want to kick everybody out. Well, maybe Hannity doesn't say kick everybody out, but yeah, they want the wall. So it's 1-for-1 right now. But Donald Trump now, in the Friday debate, which I don't know if we were going to talk about, but I think we were. But in the Friday debate, Donald Trump said that the military will do whatever he tells them to do when he's president. And he was referring to going in and killing women and children of terrorists. I'm sorry. We're not that country. And by saying that, you make us a war criminal country. Just because you're married to a terrorist, and you people and people have to understand that the culture over there is way different. The women do not get to stand up to the men like women do here in America because they don't have that freedom. So Hannity, you have to explain to me how you can back that. And not only that, Donald Trump wants to take away the First Amendment of freedom of speech if you want to mock him. And we've talked about it here on this program. So Hannity, please explain to me, how can you back taking away the freedom of speech? Because that is not conservative. So Mr. Hannity, when you get up on your radio show, and when you do your Fox News 1-hour TV show, how can you stand there and support somebody that is so against conservatives?
Well, there you have it.
So that was just a little bit of some thoughts.
I was, of course, if you're watching on YouTube, I was doing some just kind of acting it out a little bit for the audience.
I saw a little bit out of the corner of my eye, but
yeah, it was very interpretive on my part. And so
it was like interpretive dance, only
it was.
Oh, that's awesome.
Much more elegant.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like it.
Thank you.
I think I saw you hold up your coffee mug.
Yeah, you were talking about kicking all those, those damn foreigners out, and so I was just making sure they knew America. Sounds a lot like Marco Rubio.
Not even remotely close.
Very similar. Very similar.
Not even close.
Many would say that it's Fox News would agree that it's pretty similar.
Because Fox News is so credible.
Yeah. They are. They said today, I actually heard them utter the words today. They're talking about how Marco Rubio is going to stop his personal attacks on Donald Trump.
Oh, it's about
It was kind of in one of those, like those final, and I don't remember them making this big of a deal when Donald Trump continually degrades, which I believe Mark Stein on Rush Limbaugh's program today, he actually defended Trump on that with kind of talking about how, Trump really doesn't get personal.
Apparently, he has not been paying attention to Donald Trump.
Apparently not. This people might talk about. You guys talk a lot about other radio. Look, we're here to keep people accountable. We listen to them. We pay attention to them because just because we might agree with them most of the time doesn't mean we let them get away with the garbage they're dumping at the moment.
Right, and even to that, I think I've been talking to people, and I agree with people that I might disagree with.
Yes.
And that's perfectly fine. I'm not here set in stone. If you can give a reasonable argument or reasonable facts, I'm going to listen.
Yep, and I will too. But let's take a little look at what happened over this weekend.
Yay!
Saturday, they're calling it Super Saturday. And on the Republican side, 4 states voted: Kansas, Maine, Louisiana, and Kentucky. And whoo doggy. And obviously Donald Trump was expected to sweep all of them, and he did. Yes. He took every state.
He didn't. But okay.
Wait. He didn't?
No.
Oh, he took 3 out of the 4.
Yeah, almost. No.
No. He took half the states.
Yes.
Took half?
Yes.
So he came out with the most delegates from the night.
No.
What?
No.
Oh, boy. Why don't you just tell us what happened, Mr. Smarty Pants?
Well, first of all, Cruz took 2 and Donald Trump took 2.
Okay, so they tied in delegates. Nobody came out
nope.
with more delegates than the other. It's
Nope.
Marco Rubio won the night. Rhymes with America.
Yeah, because he's a strong third. So if you're in third place now, you get a ribbon. And,
Yeah, well, that is kind of isn't that the liberal mantra there
Yep.
that you go in and you play and you get your participation trophy
Yeah.
and nobody actually wins. Everybody just participates.
Yep. So just to update you guys, Kansas, Ted Cruz wins 48%. Next in line was
Wait. So 48%. That's how much that was his vote total.
Yep.
So Trump got 45.
No.
Okay, he got
Trump got
40.
No.
Very close though. He
Very,
got
very close.
47 and a half.
He wishes. Trump in second place with a grand total.
All right.
A grand total.
Okay.
It's going to shock you. It was very close. It was very close.
I was so close.
It was, yeah.
So close.
So close.
47 and a third.
23.
47.23? So
Yes.
it's a little under what I originally. Okay,
Yeah.
so I was pretty
Yep.
close.
Yeah. So Donald Trump takes 23%.
So Ted Cruz won by 25 points in Kansas when Donald Trump, going into it in the polls, had a 6-point lead.
Yes. Well, we all know that polls are like one-ply paper towel or toilet paper. You can't trust it very well, and if you press too hard, you're going to poke through. So apparently he pressed too hard. Donald Trump, that is. Well, I mean,
I didn't need any of those mental images, and neither did our audience.
I'm just saying, Donald Trump has said that his campaign is a movement. It's a bowel movement. It's almost floating still, and it's full of nuts. So we'll take that movement. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Kentucky.
Well, I didn't have corn.
I got bigger chunks of corn. All right, calm down there, Christy. So Kentucky, Donald Trump does win. Donald Trump wins Kentucky
By 20 points.
Yeah, no,
Real close.
it was 20. He had the lead of not even 20.
Oh,
Yeah.
18.
No, not even 18.
Really close. This was another nail biter down to the wire.
It was. Donald Trump takes 36%.
Yep.
Second place was Cruz at
10%.
Yeah, if you times that by 3 and add a 2.
Oh,
So he was at 32. So Trump
3.2.
Yes, 3.2. No, that was Kasich. Yeah, so Cruz comes in second at 32%.
So there was a 4-point spread in Kentucky
Yep.
between Donald Trump and Ted Cruz.
Yes.
I watched that one. That one was a nail biter. That was the one I opened up the county map on and was watching it as the counties were rolling in.
Well, really, if looking at these numbers, I mean, I looked at them over the weekend, but even still looking at these numbers, it was like a Super Bowl. Never mind. You don't get sports in it. Yeah, never mind.
But let's go to the one that Donald Trump obviously won. He had the support of the governor from the state, Paul LePage.
Oh, yeah.
Maine. He won Maine.
He
42
almost
points.
He almost. The thought was there that he almost won.
Okay.
He didn't.
He basically tied.
He tied. He basically lost by 13%.
Well, that doesn't make any sense. Paul LePage, the governor of Maine, endorsed him.
Well, also the former governor of Alaska did too, and look how well that worked out for him.
Well, we shouldn't. That's me.
That's she's probably hunting something right now.
Yeah,
so.
we don't want to be on that.
Yeah, on the other end of that barrel. Oh my goodness, she's crazy. Yeah, so Maine, Cruz wins by 46%. Oh, not by.
Not by. He wins with 46.
46, yeah. Holy.
Gigantic spread.
Yeah.
But still, 13% is nothing to scoff at, especially in a state like Maine where Ted Cruz was not expected to even do well in.
Yeah, because it's more liberal and establishment Republican.
It is interesting. We are flipped. We're seeing Ted Cruz win more in the north and into the west there. So I knock everything over. And then we're seeing Donald Trump win in the south.
Yeah, it's very weird. But, hey, in the last one, Louisiana, Trump wins 41. Ted Cruz in second at 38.
Now, this one I actually found very interesting because as they called it right away for Trump. This is what so in Kansas, Ted Cruz wins by, what did we say, 25%?
Yeah.
He wins by 25 points in Kansas. They did not call that one right away, even though he never lost that giant lead. In Kansas, Ted Cruz came out to a giant lead and never lost it. Louisiana, as soon as they begin reporting, they call it for Donald Trump. He comes out with a 20-point lead. Suddenly, things start to shift as voting trends towards Ted Cruz. So Donald Trump comes out with a 20-point lead. Ted Cruz diminishes that to a 4-point lead by the end of it. There were several news networks who were considering changing the call.
Oh, really?
Yes, that's how that one was. It was called they would never call a state, and they have never called a state instantly for Ted Cruz. They do it all the time for Donald Trump. But as we saw in Louisiana, and this is early voting trended towards Donald Trump. That's what we saw. But election day voting is trending towards Ted Cruz. Unfortunately, a lot of states allow early voting. That's what's giving Donald the lead right now, because a lot of people voted, and now they're all of a sudden seeing, and they're like, crap.
Yeah. I did just see a news story where, as of right now, Marco Rubio has a big lead in Florida. I think that's because of the early voters. Yeah.
Okay, well, that's what about 800,000 people I heard voted early in Florida. That's a problem. I think it's something that needs to be addressed in a primary election.
Yeah.
I don't think the party needs to revise the rules on early voting, if you ask me. Also, I think every primary should be a closed primary.
Yeah.
Because again, in closed primaries, you see Ted Cruz do better than Donald Trump.
Yep. And if you don't know what a closed or open primary is, a closed primary means pretty much only Republicans vote for Republicans, Democrats for Democrats. And open, if you're a Democrat, you can vote Republican. If you're Republican, you can vote Democrat. So that's what you're registered as. So,
yep.
And also the Democrats had a couple states this weekend: Kansas, Louisiana, and Nebraska.
Hillary Clinton swept them all.
Yes, she didn't. Yeah, actually, Bernie Sanders took 2 out of the 3.
Yep, and Hillary still walks away with more delegates.
Well, of course, it's because she has a giant lead.
Yes. Wait, no.
Well,
she has more superdelegates.
She does.
She has better coins that flip more in her favor than in Bernie Sanders' favor.
Somebody should probably get those coins checked, actually, from Iowa. They're probably
no, nothing to see here. No.
There were 2-face coins, and if you guys don't know who that is, go watch Batman. And if you don't know who Batman is,
I'm Batman.
There you go. He's Batman, which is scary. Yeah, but the delegate count right now for the Republicans, Donald Trump, 384. Ted Cruz, 300.
Yes.
Marco Rubio, very close, people. Very close.
Very close.
He is, oh my goodness, nipping at the heels.
Nipping at those heels.
Yeah, 151. So, and Clinton, 1,123. And Sanders, right on our heels.
Hold on a second. Hold on.
Yeah?
You forget John Kasich.
Oh, I'm sorry. Kasich isn't even shown on mine.
He's in this.
Sorry.
He has 37 delegates.
He's a leader. He's a leader.
He's probably the easiest to tabulate, to tell how many he needs. He needs 1,200.
Yeah.
That's all. It's really simple because 1,237 is the total. He has 37. He just needs 1,200.
Well, he's going to actually...
I have to do math to try to figure out all these other people.
He's actually planning on getting that in Michigan tomorrow and Ohio on Saturday.
Right. He does know combined they don't have anywhere near that amount. And also Michigan is proportional.
Yeah, but he doesn't know how to do math very well.
He is an advocate of Common Core. So
there you go. Now we just lost all our listeners. Anyway, and Sanders has 484.
So not even half of what Hillary has at the moment.
Yeah. So he's bringing up the rear quite nicely.
So let's put that in perspective with Marco Rubio here. Ted Cruz has 84 delegates. He's 84 delegates behind Donald Trump, who is leading. That's pretty overcomable.
Yeah, it is.
Marco Rubio is 149 delegates behind Ted Cruz.
That's a hill to climb right there. That's a hill.
And that's just to get to second.
Yeah. Yes.
And of course, Kasich just needs 1,200 to win. So, I mean, it's
small
totally
peanuts.
doable.
Yeah. It's peanuts.
Yeah.
He's got it.
Yeah, it's right there. Right on the cusp.
You know what, though? I did listen to the debate on Friday, and I thought, Kasich does have some pretty good ideas. I'm not going to lie. He has some pretty good ideas.
Name one.
You know that one that he was talking about, like right at the beginning?
Oh, yeah. That's a good point. Good point.
Yep. So, he doesn't have he doesn't have terrible ideas.
He looks like Gary Shandling.
Who?
You don't know who Gary Shandling is?
No. What movie did he play in? Oh, okay.
Finish your thought.
Okay. He doesn't have terrible ideas. But he's been in politics at least since the Reagan administration, which is roughly yes, he does. That guy's played in a few movies. He's been in for at least 30 years in politics. And after the Reagan administration, he was still in. I don't get why he didn't help Bush continue keeping the Reagan administration going. And I don't get how he couldn't stand up to Bill Clinton to keep this.
Well, in his mind, he did. I mean, in his mind, Reagan wouldn't have been able to do what he did if John Kasich wasn't there. Oh, yeah. In his mind, he was the leader on all of these things. That's in John Kasich's mind. When he stops playing Fruit Ninja for a moment, he's done all these wonderful, wonderful things.
Right.
Even though, as you pointed out, he's been in Congress. He was in Congress a long time before he became governor of Ohio. Which I mean, let's face it. What does that say about Ohio? Does that really surprise anybody? It's Ohio.
Oof. Rough to those Buckeyes.
Yeah, I mean. You can make an argument for Michigan at least being a good state to live in. Can you really for Ohio? It's like...
Unless you live in Sandusky, because Tommy Boy #1 and Cedar Point #2.
Like, I mean, the best thing we have about Ohio is that it keeps us not too close to, from being too close to Kentucky.
But that's where all the bourbon's made.
Yeah, but that's why we can ship it to us. Okay. But we don't have to actually be, bumping uglies with Kentucky.
Very true. Very true. And yesterday, Sunday, was the geriatric convention. I'm sorry. It was the Democrat debate. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
The geriatric debate threw me off.
Is that Sunnyside Nursing Home in Flint?
It was. Well, that was really nice for them because they could get all their medicine in the applesauce while they were debating.
Yeah, it helped Bernie Sanders remember where he was.
Yes.
For long enough to debate Hillary Clinton.
Yes, and I found it very interesting that Hillary Clinton comes out and says that our Governor
Snyder.
There we go. We'll go with Snyder. Governor Snyder should resign because of the Flint situation.
Oh gosh.
I'm thinking, wow, that's the pot calling the kettle black.
Why would you drag race into this?
Okay, I wasn't dragging race
seriously?
I wasn't
First you say you people, and now you're talking about blacks.
No. And I was like, oh, shouldn't you have resigned? I don't know, after Benghazi? Oh, but that's...
Who's that?
He's...
Was that who she had an affair with?
66 yoga moves. You're welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, so shouldn't she have resigned after Benghazi? Oh, no, that wasn't...
No, totally different.
Yeah, it was
totally
What about her emails? Oh, wait, no, she didn't know about that.
But no, why? I don't know what half of what goes on in my email.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I mean, I get all these things all the time. It's like, I don't know.
Nah. Oh, that looks interesting. Click. Oh, no, it's classified.
Oops, I accidentally sent this classified thing. My bad.
Sorry, Bill. Can you just throw that away? Or send it back. Send it back so you don't have it anymore.
No takesy backsies.
Yeah.
I got this one on you now, Toots. So what happens? What happens if a candidate cannot reach the magic number of delegates to win outright? As we mentioned, on the Republican side, you need 1,237 delegates, and on the Democrat side, you need
2,364.
If you're right. Ooh, not too shabby, but 2,383.
Oh!
So you were way off. But
literally by 21.
But if a candidate does not reach that, it goes to a convention fight. And then you get these ballots, and the delegates vote. Basically, at convention, they become unattached and can really go wherever they want. Wow. And it's kind of, but there is a convention rule that people have been talking about, Rule 40. There's not a lot known about the convention because it doesn't happen often.
It does.
So in reality, anything could happen. But how it should work is they go there and then the delegates are unattached and they can support whoever they want to support.
Yeah, and a lot of people I've been hearing are having fears that the establishment's going to throw in like a Mitt Romney or somebody. It's like, how about we just go with somebody that's already been running? Because apparently if you pick Mitt Romney, he's already lost.
Well, that's the thing here. There is a convention rule 40 that was actually crafted to block Ron Paul from getting the nomination. And that was you had to win at least 8 states to be able to get the nomination. He had only won 7.
Okay.
So they were the real dick move and like, you need 8. Sorry, Ron.
So close.
Sorry. But the thing about that one is that can be changed literally at any time.
Wow.
Between now and the convention, they could be like, well, no.
Marco, you're in.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. They could potentially, say, oh, you need to win 2 states, and you can get it.
Which is hilarious because he won a caucus and then a primary that doesn't even vote.
The best primary, he won Puerto Rico over the weekend,
yes.
Logging his second win. He took all the delegates and still ended up with less delegates than both Ted Cruz and Donald Trump.
Yeah. And they don't even vote in the...
No, they don't get a... One thing to remember, Puerto Rico does not get to vote in the general election.
Yeah.
So just the primary, because that's apparently... So what does that say about the state of the establishment character... the establishment candidate when he wins in the territory that doesn't have any say in the general election. Good job, Marco. That's one to be proud of. Start running ads about that. So what do we got? We got coming up next for states tomorrow, as we mentioned, Michigan, Mississippi, Hawaii, and Idaho.
Ooh.
Michigan is that's kind of the big prize of the night. We have 59 delegates up for grabs. It is proportional. Mississippi, I did hear Ted Cruz canceled a Mississippi campaigning he had. He's in Michigan now instead, and I think that's wise with the trend he's had. He's not done that great in the South. However, Saturday, as we mentioned, he walked away with the same amount of delegates from Louisiana as Donald Trump did. They were tied in delegates. 4 points separated them. They tied delegates. That's a tie. They tied in Louisiana. Because it is all about the delegates. And then in Kentucky, he only got, I think 3 or 4 delegates less than Trump did.
I thought I saw 1, but yeah.
Oh, maybe it was 1. I don't know. It wasn't a lot. That's the point. Yeah. It wasn't a lot. So he did much better in those southern states than he did earlier. And I think it's because people are coming around to him now instead of Marco Rubio. I hope that can be the case in Michigan. I know there were a lot of Ben Carson supporters in West Michigan. I hope they do go over to the Ted Cruz side and kind of boost him up to win. I don't see how Donald Trump wins Michigan.
I can't see it either. But especially after the Friday debate, saying that he's going to pretty much commit war crimes. And, one thing I did forget to mention about John Hannity is he's supporting somebody that has a love lust for his daughter.
Yeah, if she weren't his daughter, he would do things
Whoa, easy,
to her.
easy. This is a family show still.
Well, we kind of... Sure. But and then I think a best case scenario out of tomorrow for Michigan is Ted Cruz, Gary Shandling, and then Donald Trump in third.
Oh, Gary Shandling.
I made you didn't get it?
I was like, who is? We have a phantom candidate.
John Kasich in second. He could do well. A lot of people in the Zealand area. I see a lot of signs out there.
Crazy.
Ridiculous. So, and then Hawaii, I don't know which, I had only heard that Michigan and Mississippi were voting tomorrow, but I have here on the list Hawaii and Idaho. So there should be 4 states.
Honestly, if I was a candidate, I'd probably be out in Hawaii right now.
You wouldn't be campaigning, though. You'd just be like on the beach.
Yeah, somebody's paying for
I'm just relaxing. Those are for the Republicans. The Democrats only have Michigan and Mississippi tomorrow, but then the Republicans also have Hawaii and Idaho. So, potatoes.
Yes,
it's an Idaho
the Spud
thing.
State.
Yeah, is that what it's really called?
I don't. Welcome to the Spud State. You get a bag of potato chips for free.
So I was originally planning to go through the poll numbers, but in reality, the polls have been wrong.
Yes.
In everything so far. Donald Trump has severely underperformed in the polls. Ted Cruz has severely exceeded, and Marco Rubio is, of course, dominating as always with his 2 wins.
Yeah.
He's also severely underperformed. And this is the thing I keep hearing people talk about. Oh, it's all about the delegates. It's all about the delegates. Marco should stay until Florida. He wins Florida, what then? He's not going to win Michigan. He's not going to win Hawaii, Idaho, or Mississippi. He hasn't performed well. And let's say he pulls out a win in Hawaii, which isn't going to happen, but let's say he manages to. And then let's say he manages to go on and win Florida. What then? He's won 4 states.
Right. It's just he's just eating up delegates from stopping the Trump train.
He's hoping to get to the convention, but he won't admit it.
Yeah.
He needs to pull his head out of his rear. And that's what I say. The only way to show him is to not vote for him. Go vote for Ted Cruz. He's the guy who can win against Donald Trump. He's poised to 84 delegates separate them. Tomorrow could change everything.
It really could.
It very well could if there's a strong showing. Florida's a winner-take-all state. If Marco Rubio loses Florida and strips enough votes from Ted Cruz that Donald Trump wins it, what then? Because there's how many delegates do we got up for grabs? We got 99 delegates, and it's a winner-take-all state. So if Marco Rubio strips votes from Ted Cruz in Florida and Donald Trump wins it because of that, 99 delegates to Donald Trump. There's nothing then. What's going to happen then? That's a lot. I mean, that's how much Ted Cruz took away from Texas.
Yeah. And there was still a few left over to hand out.
Because Texas has a bunch of them.
But like 159.
That's the thing. With that momentum, that's going to really deal a huge blow to anybody. And even if he gets out at that point, Marco Rubio, it's really kind of a too late scenario.
Well, kind of. I mean, there's still a few more after Florida, but yeah, I mean, it just makes it harder.
Right, the anti-Trump votes are going to be severely crippled if that happens. So the best thing we can hope for is a really good Ted Cruz showing tomorrow to really put the stomp on Marco Rubio, and hopefully he'll pull his head out of his rear and see what he has to do.
Right. You're talking about Marco.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I said, didn't
I? You just kind of flowed with it, and
I said weird. Put the stomp on Marco Rubio, and then hopefully he can pull this.
Oh, yeah. Well, just making sure.
Good clarification,
yes,
though. Good job.
I just want to make sure it's clarified that he's not talking about Cruz. He's talking about Rubio.
We've gone quite over the time on this episode, I just noticed.
Good.
But we do what we want. That's rebels
right.
over here.
Folks,
thanks for listening. This has been the Russinize Your Day Show, part of the WHRL network at whirlwindmedia.com. That's WHRLwindmedia.com. To contact us, send your emails to Russinize, RUSSINIZE, at whirlwindmedia.com. Again, that's Russinize at whirlwindmedia.com. You can contact us with questions, thoughts, ideas. Oh, actually, that reminds me, before we end, since we've gone over, we might as well just keep going over.
Excellent.
We did have a question, and what happens to the delegates for candidates that have dropped out?
The candidates that drop out, they can actually put their delegates behind people that are still in.
Yes. I'm not completely familiar with it at this time, but are the delegates unpledged at this point?
You know, I'm not entirely sure now.
Well, we're going to have to look it up because we can't leave it on that lame answer.
No.
Please hold, folks. We've gone over. We're just going to go. Whatever.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. We do what we want.
Exactly. Yeah, but I do believe that the candidates that do have the delegates have the option, I believe, to move those delegates to somebody that they can back and support. So, you know, if it's that way, then Rubio could really give his delegates to Cruz if he wanted to, or Trump, but I think Rubio does want to stop Trump. So
yes, well, it sounds like it, but he's still clinging to this. This is the problem I have with the Puerto Rico victory for him, is that it's allowed him to keep his campaign on life support.
Yeah, on very light life support. I'm not calling him a lightweight. I'm not Donald, but his campaign is sucking wind at a very high level right now. So it's like a fat man trying to do a marathon. And that was not a stab at Chris Christie.
No, he can't do a marathon.
No.
Unless there's a Krispy Kreme at the end.
There's always a light at the end of the bridge. Right? Right, Christie?
You are correct. How it goes, it's a little bit in a murky area, but they still kind of remain with that candidate. Even after they drop out, if that candidate endorses somebody, the delegates can go over to them. Otherwise, they'll stick around and then they'll become uncommitted at the convention.
Oh, okay.
And then it's a free for all.
There we go.
Again, that's very basic right there. There's a lot of stuff that goes into a convention that are the rules and regulations that can be changed by the party at any moment. So keep your eye on that. And as I was saying here at the end, follow us on Twitter at Russinize. We got that question. You can tweet us questions, you can Facebook us questions, email us questions, and we take them and we do research for you. We could have done better research on that, but it was a last minute. I literally got it before, as I was walking in the door to the studio today. But check us out on Facebook. Just search for Russinize Your Day. We are also on Google+. You can take the show on the go with you on any of your mobile devices through iTunes, Stitcher, and Google Play Music. Please rate and review the show on iTunes and help us. I just threw everything into your zone there, and help us spread the word about the Russinize Your Day show. If you want to see what happens while we record, then subscribe to the show on YouTube. Hi, YouTube. Thanks for watching. And you can watch the video version of the Russinize Your Day show. Make sure you check out www.whirlwindmedia.com. There's no I in world to stay up to date with everything Russinize Your Day. New episodes post at 5 p.m. On what's that? What do you laugh for? Eastern Standard Time.
No, I'm laughing because it's 5:10.
Yeah, we went over. For the most part, we try to get episodes posted at 5 o'clock, and we record every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. That's when new episodes come. So Whirlwind Media is developing new projects, and we have some exciting things coming in the near future. So keep an eye on that. We hope you have a great rest of your Monday, and we look forward to talking to you again on Wednesday. We will bring you the results from Michigan, Mississippi, Idaho, Hawaii on both sides. We like to report on both sides of the aisle, and we hope you have a great. Wait, I said that already. Yeah. We're repeating now.
Yeah. I just saw yourself repeat yourself 5 times in the last 5 seconds.
All right, tone it down, little Marco.
Oh.
But I'm Russ.
And I'm Brent. Thank you for listening.
It said thanks for listening. You botched your last line. I didn't say. It doesn't say make it your own.
I like to improv.
You're fired. And
improv.
It's over.
Improv.
Somebody didn't start up the end music.
Yeah, who has the mouse?
Not me.